when live streaming, it's important to wear headphones. And this is because, well, when you wear headphones, it helps reduce audio feedback that you can get when you're live streaming. So, on what is essentially episode 79 of the Launcher Live podcast, myself and Marco Novo. So, my name is Christian Karasiewicz and Marco Novo. We're going to be talking about the best headphones that you should be wearing when live streaming. Now, right now, you can look at me and say, well, hey, he's not really wearing headphones. I actually am. I'll pull that out for you guys to see. And so I'm wearing headphones. And so we're going to be talking about, the importance of wearing headphones, what it actually can, like what they actually do. Like they're not just for listening to your live stream broadcast. Also, we're going to talk about some of the best headphones that you should be checking out. And we're going to be talking about ones like Shure and Sennheiser and KB Ear and whatnot. So we got lots of types of headphones and models and makes and whatnot. But I'm going to go and bring on Marco, and we're going to kick things off on the Launcher Live, Amazon Live, and podcast. So, Marco, it is great having you back for yet another Amazon Live show. For those of you, by the way, who want to actually watch the show, all you have to do is go to launcher.live/EP79. That'll get you to episode 79, where you can actually watch the show if you're listening. We appreciate it. Do us a favor, give us a review, a like, and obviously review the Launcher Live podcast on your favorite podcasting platform. But Marco, let's talk about headphones, by the way.
Yes.
So I think last time we talked about what, XLR mics and USB mics.
Yes.
And now we want to talk about headphones. So I'm gonna just let you kick things off. Like, why are headphones? Why do they matter for live streaming?
Well, I'm going to tell you now when I start the live show. Look, even for instance, when I do a Zoom call, I can't do it using the speakers. even it's a kind of a private meeting or something. I need to wear my earphones because it's kind of like I feel naked if I don't use them.
Yep.
Okay. So and I think it's good to create this habit, of using them because otherwise, most of the times, even though lately the social media, the live stream platforms, for instance, like StreamYard, they have noise cancellation and this kind of features, it's not enough. Okay. The sound may come from the speaker and get into the microphone again, and this will create that annoying looping feedback sound. Okay. And this may ruin your live show. And there's a problem with this.
Yeah.
Is that usually the person who's causing the feedback can't tell they are causing feedback. And this is something important. And for instance, let's think you're making a solo show, like I usually do.
Mm-hmm.
And you are playing a background music.
Okay.
And the sound is coming from the speakers and it's getting again into the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
This could be a very bad experience, and this may ruin your live show.
Okay.
So it's kind of like wearing the seat belt in your car. It's the same for me.
No, that's an excellent point, actually, about the importance of wearing headphones. And I like the fact that you mentioned that people may not realize they're actually doing it. When we mean by doing it, we mean that they're causing audio feedback and issues on a live stream. And again, it's audio feedback, it's background noise, it's just any of that kind of stuff that can really disrupt your live stream. So, for example, if I weren't wearing headphones right now, I'll tell you right now, you would be able to hear, like, for example, if there's any other noise going on in your office or air conditioning, things like that, you're going to hear all of that stuff because you basically have the noise coming out and then it's coming back into your microphone, for example. So this is why you basically, when you plug headphones in, you're sort of, I guess you could say, Marco, you could say like you're shutting off different parts of things. So like when you plug in like a mic, for example, the type of mic that I'm using is a Shure SM7B. And the way this works is when I speak into this mic, it's picking up my voice directly into the microphone. Now, if I turn my head, it's going to sound different. So it's basically designed to pick up certain things. So now where the headphones come in, they allow me to hear my live stream while I can actually talk into it as well and like talk over, for example, in this case, the Amazon Live we're doing right now. So, so that's something you have to really think about. And you also have to look at it like this. If you're in an area, like I said, if you're in an area where you're not wearing headphones, it can also, I think, be a distraction to people as well. So like if you're in a household and you're not wearing headphones and you're, trying to have a live stream, you need to be able to listen to the conversation. And so here's what you end up having. You end up having all the people around you talking. That's distracting. And then it's distracting on your end if you're talking and it's coming out the speakers, because what are people going to say, Marco? They're going to tell you, turn it down. Hey, they're going to ask you, can you put headphones on? So let's do this, Marco. I'm going to let you kind of drive some things here. So like, do me a favor. Let's go ahead and let's talk about some of the different types of headphones that people can get for live streaming. So like, I don't know if you have some of those there you want to show on screen maybe. So Marco's going to come right back, by the way. I think he accidentally kicked himself out of the live stream. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring up some headphones. We're going to show you some different types. And so the first one I actually want to start with, I'm going to show you all these, and then we're going to talk about like the ways you can route these and that sort of thing. So first thing I'm going to show you, and by the way, let's bring Marco back in. Marco, it's good to have you back on Launcher Live, episode 79. I know what happened. You probably accidentally closed the window. It's not a big deal. We're used to it, right? So
no, it was kind of dropped down on the internet or something. It showed me a message. Maybe your internet failed or something. I don't know. I'm back.
Okay, no worries. So what I want to do before we go into actually showing some products on Amazon, let's kind of show what the different types of headphones are that people have. So I'm going to tell you right now. So, okay, so I'm going to put myself full screen here. So these are over-ear headphones, and they basically, as you can see here, they go over my ear, they go in my ear. And then if you look at me, if you're watching, for example, at launcher.live/EP79, you're going to see that like you can't really see these headphones. They come in different colors, by the way. Now, another type of headphones, you probably have all seen these. And by the way, these are wired headphones. Another pair you have, these are Shure headphones as well. And these are wireless, but they're not really like, I guess I could say they're not really Bluetooth. Like these are ones that I would not like go to the gym in, things like that. These are my live streaming headphones. So these are some Shure wireless headphones. So Marco, I know you've got some other headphones there, right?
Yes.
So let's go over to Marco. Let's let Marco show something. Okay. So he's got over ear can headphones. So put those on real quick. Just put them over top.
Okay. Yeah, I can do this.
So this is one look you're going to see. You're going to see people wearing these headphones, and they do a great job of blocking out the noise, but they obviously are a little bit bulky. They do kind of change the look and style of your live stream. And then if you take those off, what are you wearing underneath?
Well, I have these in-ear monitors.
Okay. You got, like, I think we got the same ones or similar ones, right?
Yes.
So Marco's got the in-ear monitors. And then on top of that, just kind of talking about other headphones, we also have things like this. These are, the Apple Airpods, for example, and a lot of people, you have these and you're wearing these to the gym, or, these are like your go-to headphones, for example. So you're wearing something like this as a Bluetooth headphone. So we're going to talk about, let's talk about like, where do you want to start, brother? Do you want to talk about why you shouldn't use Bluetooth headphones, or where do you want to start?
Well, I think it's, I always like to talk about these wireless devices. And
okay.
I put it in the broader thing because, for instance,
yeah.
I'm using a wireless mouse and I should not.
Right. Okay. So let's do this. Let's talk about wireless and Bluetooth and like why you should and shouldn't use these. So for those of you who are like, if you're looking for a pair of headphones for live streaming, I'm going to tell you straight off the bat, I would not use these. Nothing against AirPods or Bluetooth headphones. They're good for working out. They're good for like, if you're just sitting there listening to music, things like that. Right, Marco? But
absolutely,
I would not wear these for live streaming. Now, I wouldn't wear them for live streaming because the problem with Bluetooth headphones is that, these devices, by the way, if these get below a certain percentage, they'll enter what's called low power mode and they'll disconnect. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the quality is actually really not that good, especially for live streaming. Because, they have a mic built in. That's great. But the problem with using Bluetooth headphones for, that are like kind of designed to like listen and adjust. The problem with that is that they actually sound good to you, but they actually don't sound very good on your live streams. So Marco, I'm going to let you kind of drive. Like, why else should I not use Bluetooth headphones?
Well, the other thing, and I live this situation.
Yeah.
I have a podcast.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and usually my co-host, he wears a pair of headphones
Mm-hmm.
which are Bluetooth, and
Okay.
usually when he connects the headphones, there's a sound like a huge bee.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's annoying, and he also has to disconnect the
Okay. So
yes.
so that's a key point I think Marco, is trying to make here, which is when you're wearing Bluetooth headphones, one of the challenges is if you're ever connecting it to different devices, like a laptop and a phone and a tablet, for example, uh, they can disconnect at a moment's notice. So if you accidentally, for example, I haven't opened the lid on this, but if I open the lid on these AirPods right now, they would try to connect to whatever device I had open, whether it's a phone or a tablet or a computer. So that's the first thing. So if you're over there doing a live stream production, and you've got these on and your phone, for example, you got a notification, you unlocked it, it may actually want to try to connect to these and pull these over. And at that point, you can't hear on your live streams. Now, the other thing, as Marco mentioned, is that, you can also get interference from Bluetooth. So it's not very good for a distance standpoint, but also like you can get interference. It can interfere with like some of the cabling and things like that you have going on. So you've got the AirPods and the AirPods Pro, and I even have the Anker Sound Core. And these are like, granted, same thing. These are Bluetooth headphones that are these are great for music. Like if I want to travel, I want to get on a plane, I want to, go on a train, I want to be in a car. These are great. They're pocketable. You can just throw them in your pocket, but they're not for live streaming. So I'd say, if I had to even like those would be like absolute like if my headphones didn't work and this was the only pair I had left, this is what I would use. That's the only time I would really use it. So we got the AirPods Pros, we got the Anker Soundcore products in here. So those are all, like I said, they're Bluetooth headphones. So let's take a step up, Marco. Do you have any of these in the carousel? Do we have any of these? These are the Shures. I think these are the 215s. They're a wireless model. Do you know if we have any of these in there?
I think we had something. Yes, Shure.
So let me actually find this. I'm going to put these in the carousel. So these are the Shure. I think these are the SE215s.
Yes, you have it.
Yeah. So they're the SE215s. They're about $175. But here's the thing. So these are sold at music. So these are sold by Shure, and we got a couple of nice little features. For starters, you could actually disconnect the earbud and the wire. So this way, if the cable ever goes bad, you can just pull these off and you can just get a new cable, for example. They also have they're rechargeable. So they do recharge via USB. They do offer a pretty decent battery, but again, this is probably the only time I'd use a wireless set of headphones if I needed to. These are designed. These are better than like the AirPods and the. Let me actually pull these up, by the way, that Marco's got here. So these are better than the AirPods, for example. So these are definitely better than the AirPods. They're a little bit more expensive than a typical pair of headphones.
Just let me adjust the language because.
Yes. Okay. So let's do this. Yeah, Marco's making some language adjustments here. But these are the Shures. I would definitely recommend these if you happen to need a pair of wireless headphones. Now, notice I didn't say Bluetooth. I said wireless headphones. So, they're going to probably connect over Bluetooth, but these are designed for, streamers. They're designed for people doing like productions, large scale productions, things like that, so they're not actually listening. And unlike the Bluetooth headphones, they're not listening to the environment and using that to do noise cancellation, things like that. They're designed to be just, in-ear headphones. So they're great for that kind of thing. So I do like these. So these are the Shure SE215s. Now, granted, these are the wireless model. So if you want to, they even make a more expensive model, the SE535s, and those are about $500. So you're getting a good product in Shure for your headphones for live streaming. Now, Marco, I know like you and I personally, I know we recommend like, granted, yeah, I can go buy a pair of Sennheisers for $100. But we typically prefer like plug-in headphones, right?
Yes.
And so so we talked about some Shure SE 215s and 535s. What other headphones do you think we should look at?
Well, we have here some, I think, let me see. I don't, well, we have this K-Bear.
Okay, K-Bear, yeah. KB ear, yeah. Okay, we got the KB ears.
Yeah.
What brand what model are they? Are they the 810?
KS1.
The KS1s, yeah. So this is crazy. These are what, $20, right?
And you get an extra 20%.
So it's like, okay, so that's what, like $16? Like, look at this. These are $16. They have a detachable cable. So the things we like about this, they got a detachable cable. So this way, so one of the biggest challenges, like if you buy a pair of headphones, for example, for your live streams, one of the biggest challenges people often run into is they don't take care of the headphones, or they're using the same pair for like working out and the same pair for like doing actual work. And the problem here is that if you buy a pair of headphones that doesn't allow you to, take the earpiece off and separate it from the wire, your wire could fray, for example, or the connection could go bad, and it does over time. And so that's one thing I really like about these. I mean, they're $20. Granted, they have different colors here and whatnot as well. So they're $20. They're lightweight. They can separate, which is pretty fantastic. And then, I mean, for me, I think for me, the key thing is the cost. These are very, very, very good from a cost standpoint for $20. And I think that's one thing that people need to realize, like for headphones, when you're buying headphones for live streaming, you don't need super expensive headphones. Like you don't need to buy the AirPods Pros or the Anker ones or the $100 Sennheiser ones that are your typical, Bluetooth like active noise canceling headphone. You just need something that plugs in and that actually works and fits your ear nicely, because you're going to be wearing these for quite a while as well. So I think this is a super important one to highlight. What else do you think is important, Marco, when I'm looking at headphones for live streaming?
One thing, and this sometimes it's not, and I people don't care about this.
Yeah.
But I had this situation,
Okay.
which was sometimes I had to move when I was doing live streaming,
Okay.
and the wire got too short. So
yeah. Yeah, that is something. Yeah, that is definitely something we got to consider. I think that's a good point. Yeah, the length of the wires is important. But I would say this. I mean, I think to start, got to make sure you get the right pair of headphones, but you don't need to get the super expensive headphones. I think that's like key. You need to get a good pair that is literally just for live streaming. So I don't know. Personally, I like those KB ear ones, the KS ones for $20. I like those a lot, actually. I would even say I mean, there's even the KZ ZSN as well. These are like $21. And there's even the KZ ZSN Pro X model for $23. So like I think the key thing I'm trying to drive home here is that you don't have to spend a ton of money buying headphones, right, Marco?
absolutely,
Like
I bought those
yeah,
in Prime Days, I think, and I spent $20. Okay.
$20. You could buy, so if you were buying those over like, let's say, I think the AirPods are like $150, or a good pair of wireless headphones, like Bluetooth headphones, are like $100. You could buy like 5 pairs of those other ones, or even just 2 maybe, and have a backup and the original ones in the off chance you need it. So the other thing also, they're like, I mean, in terms of the quality, I mean, you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to break the bank when you're buying headphones for live streaming, but you do need to wear headphones for live streaming.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so I personally, I like those. If I'm going wireless, I like a lot of those models. I like the KB ear ones though, from a price standpoint. And then let's bring up those wired ones, like the ones you have currently in your ear right now. I think, are these the Sennheiser CX300s?
They are the KZs. Let me see.
So Marco is going to bring those up. And, I just want to highlight, I mean, it's not to say you can't use wireless. You don't necessarily want to use like some of the ones that are like, hey, these are Bluetooth headphones, from a consumer standpoint.
Okay, those are similar. It's the same brand, KZN.
Yeah. So these are the Pro X's. And these are like, how much are these? These are like $24, right?
Yes.
And are these wired or wireless?
They are, I think they are wired. Yes.
So they're wired headphones, which means you're going to have, a cable you're going to have to plug in. But here's the thing. The key thing is you want to make sure that you can hear everyone on your broadcast. So for example, I want to make sure if Marco and I are doing a production, I want to make sure that I can hear his cues, for example, that he makes. So that's key. I want to make sure that I can hear, if a guest, for example, has a question, for example, during live stream, I want to make sure I can hear like their audio and that they sound good. So again, we're not saying you got to break the bank on these. I mean, these are $24. So the KB ears or KZ ZSNs, these are great headphones for the price. Now, a couple of things, they do come in some different colors there. One thing we definitely would recommend. So there's, if you kind of look here, so you've got ones with a mic and you got ones with no mic as well. And I think that's important, because you got to kind of look at how you're going to use these. So if you're going to get these and you're going to be using them for live streaming, let's say you're just live streaming on a desktop. It's okay. And you don't have an expensive mic or USB mic or an XLR mic or any of that stuff. And you just have these. So one thing you got to remember with these is if you get the ones with a mic, you're gonna be able to plug them in. You can actually like use them as your live streaming headphones where you could talk directly into that mic. If you buy the ones that don't have the mic, they're primarily just going to be for listening. So you may plug those in, but that means you're going to have a separate mic to be able to talk into your live stream broadcast. So I like these a lot. And then the other flip side of this, by the way, that I also like is the fact that these would go well with mobile as well. So if you buy the headphones without the mic, then, you could theoretically use your smartphone as another webcam if you wanted to, and you'd be able to, there'd be no mic. You just have headphones to kind of trick it. If people are, trying to use their smartphone as like a second camera and they have a regular camera. But I do like these KZ ZSNs as well. I think these are an excellent pickup, Marco. So
I'm very happy with mine.
So, and the great thing is, I mean, like you didn't spend much money, right? How much were your headphones?
I think around $20.
$20. And I think I spent like $60 for mine, like maybe even less than that, I think. And the thing is, the reason we went with something like this also, by the way, is because it's comfort. So we want to make sure we get something that is comfortable in our ear, because there are times where you'll wear these for like, 3-4 hour stretches. So you want to make sure you're wearing headphones that are going to sound good, right?
Yes.
Another thing also, by the way, so I know, Marco, like we've got in our like carousel, I know we've got like things like the Stream Deck and we've got the Loop Deck Live. I know we've got those in our carousel. Those are there because you know what? If you're getting headphones and you want to be able to control the volume and all that sort of stuff, you can use these products to control the volume in your headphones. So basically they control your system audio. So they have touch panel buttons. So in this way, if I ever like tap on my Stream Deck, I can hit a button and it could just increase the volume. It could mute my mic, things like that. So you just have to keep that in mind. So that's the reason why we have those in the carousel. So if you're buying headphones for live streaming, you may want to, as you're leveling up your live streams, you may want to consider getting a Stream Deck, things like that, because those are going to help you further enhance your live streams. So Marco,
I will go. Yeah. I will go a little bit further about Stream Deck.
Yeah.
If you want to become a good live streamer, you should have a Stream Deck.
Absolutely.
Not just because of the sound.
Nope, exactly. Like it can do so much. Like it can open software, it can add commands. If you ever need to comment, you can have a button that you literally hit it and it pushes out a certain comment, for example. It can be used to control your volume, your lighting, for example, all sorts of different things, especially as a live streamer, things that you need to access quickly. So, Marco, let's do this. Let's bring up these Mi Audio M6 sweatproof headphones. And the reason I want to bring these up, by the way, these are like $16. They got 7,300 reviews. And so these are the Mi Audios. And again, like, so here's the thing. They're wired. This is like, it sounds silly, like, oh, we're wireless. Well, yeah, we're wireless, but you really just need a pair of headphones that you can use that's going to be comfortable for you. So if you need, for example, just headphones, this is another great option. This is the Mi Audio M6. Marco, what do you think about these? You like these, or what's your take?
Absolutely. One thing I like, and unfortunately I couldn't have with these earphones, is the color. I love the transparency. They look even low profile, and also the wire, which has memory. So you set around your ear, and
Yeah,
then he reminds the position. Okay, and this is really good when you use this kind of earphones.
definitely. Yeah, these are great headphones, actually. Yeah. So I like these. I mean, from a cost standpoint, I mean, these check all the boxes for me. These are the Me Audio M6s. They're clear. I like the fact that they're clear, and so therefore they're going to be, for example, like so by the way, you see how you have the headphones in there and you see how they're running them in the front. Got to also think about like this. I'm wearing something very similar, but I'm running mine behind me. And so, you kind of have to think about that with the headphones you're going to wear. You just put them in your ears, you run it behind you or under your shirt, under the back of your shirt, and then down your back, and then plug it into your computer, things like that. But I like those products quite a bit. The M6s. And from a price standpoint, they check all the boxes just given the cost. So the other pair I want to pull up real quick, Marco, I want to pull up these Shure Se215s. These are wired and they're about $100. These are actually, I think these are the ones I'm using. And so these are the Shure Se215s. They're about $100 and they are wired. And so a couple things about these, like you can't detach. Actually, yeah, those are the wired models. Yeah, so I don't think you can detach the headphones from the wire. But what I really like about these headphones is, again, it's the quality. You're buying Shure. You're buying audio headphones from a company that makes audio products. So big fan of the Shure Se215s. One thing I do want to mention, by the way, and I think we have this in the carousel, Marco. Let's bring this up if we don't. But let's bring up I think there's an extension cable in the carousel. And so, like, if you happen to get these headphones, let me see if I can find it real quick. You know what? I'm gonna drop in an extension cable real quick. So one thing you got to remember, if you're buying any sort of headphones and you're gonna like try to sort of hide the wires, things like that, check this one out, Marco. There's a KINPS. I just added that into the stream. Let me just pull it up real quick. So this is like $5 actually. There you go. It's an audio auxiliary cable. And so if you're buying any sort of headphones, you're going to actually want to buy this product that Marco is going to bring up. Absolutely can't recommend this enough, right, Marco? I mean, you're going to want to have an extension cable.
And this is because I do have one.
Like I've got one here as well. I've got like a 6-foot one. So they make different sizes. It's like $5, I think. And so you're going to want to have something like this. And the reason you're going to want something like this is, for starters, this is the pair of headphones right here. So they're going down my back. They're like 3 feet. Well, then I have a mixer that's plugged in and I try to plug it in the mixer. I'm going to be like this. I'm going to not be able to move. Now I have a 6-foot cable that I can actually get up and walk around with if I actually need to, or if I need to move. So you want to make sure you're comfortable when you're live streaming. And that's very simple. 6-foot cable. It's basically running and extending the length of my headphones. So I like this one a lot. This is actually the same brand I have. I mean, for like, I think it's $5. So I recommend getting the 6-foot model of this. It's a great pair of headphones. And by the way, I want to highlight real quick, our friend Coffee Talking Tech is using the KB Ear Lark headphones. So also a big fan of the KB Ear products. So definitely go and check those out. I like these headphones. I mean, I like having the extension. I gotta say, I mean, at first I was like, oh, well, why do I need this? And the thing is, it's also so that I don't damage the headphones. Because here's the other thing. Yeah. If you're, for example, you plug that cable into your computer and then you're putting strain on the cable, here's what's going to happen. Over time, it's going to break. And then your headphones are going to be no good at that point. So that's where, having that 6-foot extension cable is extremely important to do when you're over there live streaming. So
let me just bring this to the conversation because, for instance, I have the connections in the front of the tower, the desktop.
Yep.
Okay, and I had plugged there my earphones, and then one day I pushed and I jumped from the, and
Mhm.
my the jack was like this, and inside the connections it broke something, and now it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to use another plug.
No, it's an excellent point actually. And so I just want to we do have actually a good question here. Somebody's asking us, do you have any wireless earphones that work as well as the Apple wireless ones? So I do want to talk about that real quick. And before we go into like just the other styles of headphones you could look at. So when you're live streaming, so like when you buy the Apple branded products, okay. So I think what your question is, this is over at Amazon Live, by the way. I think what they're asking is when you open the lid on these, they automatically connect to your phone and your laptop and your tablet and things like that. Now, the problem with that is that the reason it works so well is because this is designed by Apple to work with Apple products. So they have basically their own chip inside of this. And so when you open the lid, it's going to automatically your phone, if it has the chip in it as well, they pair automatically. That's why it works. So in terms of again, like trying to pair things, like if you buy, for example, something like this is the like as I mentioned, these are some Shure wireless headphones. I'm going to put them in pairing mode, but I'm still going to have to go through the pairing mode. They're not going to just automatically work, just like the Apple AirPods. So if you're needing something that like, so I guess I would say if you're looking for headphones that are, and like I said, we don't really recommend them for streaming, but if you are looking for something similar to those, I mean, if you're all Apple in the all Apple ecosystem, I'd stick with all Apple in that case because that's the main reason why they work. It's the Apple chip that is designed to actually that's built into their phones. That's what you're basically paying for. If you're not, if you really just want some Bluetooth headphones, like you could check out the Sennheiser's, the CX400B. They're about $99. They're in the carousel. I just highlighted them right now for you. Again, you're going to probably have to put it into pairing mode. So you put it into pairing mode, and then the more you use them, the more they're going to try to pair with it. But they're not going to be as seamless as the Apple ones, which will basically allow you to go from I'm using my phone to my tablet to my computer. They're going to automatically switch for you. But those are good for like working out and things like that. They're not good for the live streaming aspect. So that's what I'd recommend. And if budget's a thing, check out the Anker Soundcore. Those are actually really good as well. I think they're like $40. But again, those are Bluetooth headphones, but they're not really for live streaming. So the other style, Marco, I just want to touch on these real quick. You touched on this like earlier when we had you put your headphones over top your other headphones. So for those of you you're into gaming, or for those of you who want to, you want a little more excitement on your live streams, for example, than just having like these in-ear monitors, for example, that by the way, they go in your ear and they block out the sound versus when you put the over ear ones, as Marco, over ear on ear ones, they basically go over your whole ear and then they basically create a bit of a suction. And that helps to like obviously keep some of the noise out. The downside of those is obviously that they're very bulky. So, if you're moving around a lot, you got this strain on the top of your head. But Marco, what headphones would you recommend for something like that?
We can start with this Audio Technica.
Sure. Yeah. Let's bring up some Audio Technicas. So we're going to bring up the Audio Tech. These are the ones for 150, I think.
Yeah. 149.
Okay. So let me know when you bring those up. So Marco's recommending the Audio Technica. Let's see what these look like. These are the ATH M50X. These are about $149. They've got 27,000 reviews. By the way, when I'm spending $150, $200, anything upwards of that, I'm buying an extension cable. And as Coffee Talk and Tech says, yes, the extension cable is definitely needed. I'm buying that because I don't want to break these headphones. The other thing, if you go back to that first picture, by the way, the other thing I want to highlight about these is you can detach the audio cable. So this way you can pack them nicely. You don't have to worry about fraying, things like that. You literally just plug it in and use them. And these could work for live streaming. They're, like I said, they're a little bit bigger. They go over your ear. So the good thing is they're not necessarily the Bluetooth headphone like, we've been talking about. Because when you're live streaming, the preferred method is to use a wired headphone. And that's so that you don't lose signal, that there's no interference. Because when you're starting to use, microphones and headphones and things like that together, they can actually like interfere with one another and cause internet issues. They can cause sound issues and so forth.
Absolutely. And there's something funny.
Yeah, what is
I
that?
record as well a podcast, and it's funny because when I'm recording the podcast, I rather use this kind of headphones.
Yeah. No. Well, here's the thing. It depends on what you're doing. Like, for example, right now we are live streaming and we're converting this into a podcast, but we don't want to have the big over ear headphones on. But if we were just doing a podcast, for example, that's okay because nobody can see us. So, I'd always recommend, going separate with audio and mics. Your audio and your headphones. So go separate with your, when you're wearing headphones, use that for listening, not necessarily using it with a mic. So I'd recommend getting those. Marco, let's do this. Let's drop down in price. Let's bring up those Logitech 935s, by the way. So speaking of headphones, you've got the Audio Technica. They're about $150. I really like those. I do prefer the Beyerdynamic ones, which are a little more expensive. But for those of you who are on a budget and you want to get under $100, this is just under $100. These are the Logitech G935 wireless headphones. So this is a set of gaming headphones. Again, we're not recommending this, but if you have to have Bluetooth headphones, these will work. So again, this is renewed by Amazon, but again, not recommended for live streaming. Another thing I'll say, by the way, with something like this is the fact that like this has a mic, like it's one of those mics that kind of comes down over your mouth, right there in the picture. Yeah. So I don't know. Personally, I don't like that look. I mean, I feel like I'm like a what's the word I'm looking for, Marco? Like I sort of feel like I might be on TV, like with that mic, like, or I'm like
piloting a helicopter.
Or piloting a helicopter. Yes, you're absolutely right. So those are the Logitech 935s. Not necessarily the best headphones for live streaming, but you know what? If you want something like that for gaming, you could go get those. Absolutely. And then what's another pair I should be looking at, Marco? And by the way, while Marco's pulling this up, I want to also highlight another comment. Coffee Talking Tech, by the way, thanks for joining us. He's saying maybe for Xmas he can get the Beyerdynamic DT990 Pros, and we have those. We have the 880s highlighted in the carousel. They are going for how much of those? Those are going for $220 actually. So the 990s are going for about $180. Those, by the way, are wired as well. Sorry, $180. Those are actually wired headphones, by the way. They're very good headphones. They've got very comfortable earpieces. They're wired. They also have a case as well that they come with. So those, you can't go wrong with those. And yeah, Marco, Coffee Talk Tech, by the way, saying that, yeah, if you got those Logitech pair of headphones, you'd be like a Twitch gamer. So again, it comes down to like the look you're going for, but we prefer the wired over wireless. Okay, Marco, what's the next pair of headphones we want to highlight?
Okay, we can talk about this. That we are talking about gamers, and there's place for this kind of headphones as well. I just want to mention something that usually it's a challenge when you wear this kind of headphones with the microphone. It's the breathing. Okay, because the microphone it's too close to the nose. Okay, and it captures, because usually these microphones, they are condenser microphones, which means they pick too much sound sometimes more than they should. Okay, and usually people have them real close to the mouth and to the nose, and every breath they take, it's in this will come into the microphone. So be aware, place properly, and it's a challenge using this kind of headsets, because this may put annoying sound like
No, you make a really good point, actually. So those are definitely excellent points there. And so like these that we have pulled up, by the way, these are $40, right? Do you have to have how do these charge? Do you have to power cord there? I can't tell if that's like is that just a power cord, or is that a remote? That item on the right, actually. So it looks like you get the headphones. Yeah, what's that? Is that a remote? I think that's a remote, right?
Yes, yes, I
So
know.
again, like you don't need to break the bank on headphones, but it also partly comes down to what the style is that you're looking for when you're live streaming. There's so many options you can go with. In this case, I mean, those are $40. Those are, you're going to look like a gamer. For example, your mic's going to be right there off your mouth, which is good, but it comes down to aesthetics as well. Because again, I mean, you don't need to like hear the best, like you need to hear the sound, but you don't need the most expensive headphones to be able to do that. You need to like go with the ones that are going to fit you. So as we've talked about, like we've talked about the gamer style, we've talked about the ones that, the in-ear monitors, we've talked about what else? Just standard over-ear headphones. What else have we talked about? We've talked about like the Shure wireless ones, and then we talked about like getting something like the Apple AirPods. These are like potentially, like they're kind of like the last resort for headphones for live streaming. Is there any other headphones you want to talk about, Marco?
Well,
Anything like
we
that?
were talking about the buyer dynamic, so
Yeah, sure.
maybe we should bring this 8800
Yeah, what model is this, by the way?
DT 880.
Okay, the 880s. Yeah. So these are the 880s. Marco's got them pulled up for us. And again, I mean, so this is actually one of the situations where, like, if you these are good headphones. One thing you got to remember, by the way, is comfort. So if I'm sitting at a desk all day and I'm wearing these are very heavy. Like they're heavy in the sense of like I'm not going to wear them for like hours and hours and hours and hours, right? So that's just something you want to keep in mind if you're going to be getting this style of headphones. Now, in terms of the quality, I'd say this: the things I like about these the most, the Biodynamic DT880s, the things I like about them the most are that they're versatile. So, like, I could plug these into my setup and use them for live streaming. Alternatively, if I wanted to, what I could also do with them is I could just travel with these if I wanted to, and I wouldn't feel bad traveling with these because they're good headphones. So, but you do have to kind of weigh those pros and those cons. I mean, if you spent $220 on headphones, would you actually want to just have them sit in a package? Like, or you only use them, or sorry, you want to have them sit in a case and only use them for live streaming? I don't know. I don't think so. So,
Absolutely.
so I like those. Yeah.
There's another thing I learned by experience when you live in a place, and thankfully this summer it's not that hot,
Yeah.
but in the Mediterranean countries, usually we have hot weather, and wearing this kind of headphones, um, it's it's a very warming experience, you know.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. So what I want to do real quick, Marco, I want to switch over. Let's switch over to the Go XLR. And there's a reason I want to do this. So while Marco's doing that, you know, Marco and I have been really pushing like not using Bluetooth headphones, not using wireless headphones, but using a wired headphone. And one of the main reasons is this: if you are somebody who is using a mixer, for example, we've got the Rodecaster Pro, we've got the Zoom PodTrack P8, for example. We've got in this case, this is the Go XLR, right? Can we zoom in on the back of that? Does it let us zoom in, Marco? So as you can see here, this device, it's got an XLR input. That's for your microphone. It's got, let's see, another connection for a pair of headphones, a plug-in mic, right? You can output to a computer. I think on the right-hand side, it's like some gaming ports, I think. But like the thing you're missing here, and let's go to the front of it. Let's see if it's even there. You got to remember, if you buy something that has Bluetooth or wireless, they may not actually connect to your mixers. So I don't know. Does this one have that feature, Marco? I know like on the Rodecaster Pro, you can connect
Yes, yes, you have it.
you can connect like a phone or you can connect something via Bluetooth, but usually the headphones don't come in, right?
Yeah,
So
I know.
I mean, for me personally, that's a big thing. Like if you're using a mixer or you're wanting to incorporate a mixer, you're going to want to make sure that if you want to be using Bluetooth and wireless for your headphones, then you're going to have to make sure that your device supports that. And most of them don't. So that's a huge, huge, huge point you're going to have to pay attention to, because who wants to spend, you're buying a mixer, who wants to buy a $500 mixer only to have their headphones not work? So, because you could easily spend a couple $100 as well on headphones, for example. So that's something that I can't like stress enough. So there's the Zoom. Even if you buy the PodTrack P4, the Zoom PodTrack P8, the Focusrite Scarlett, by the way. So that's for plugging your microphone in, and that's in the by the way, that's in the carousel. Let's bring that one up as well, Marco. Uh, the Focusrite, yeah, bring that up. So this is the Focusrite that I'm talking about. This is also another one of those devices where it's designed to bring in a condenser mic, a higher quality mic, but it doesn't have Bluetooth support. You have to plug headphones in. And last I checked, Bluetooth headphones don't have any sort of way to be wired in. So, so this, for example, if you bought this, you would not be able to use your wireless or your Bluetooth headphones with this. You'd have to potentially buy an adapter, and I don't think at that point would even work. So is there anything else you want to add, Marco? I mean, on headphones?
Well, I think we covered everything,
I
and
definitely do. Yeah. Couple of things I want to go through just a handful of questions that we got real quick. So we had a question that came in, and Ja is saying, I'm tired of looking like everyone else with the white color, like the AirPods. What would you recommend in this case?
well, there are these earphones like this I'm wearing, and others that have different colors.
Okay.
Okay, and that's a good way. And for instance, if you are like yours, if you're using that small in ear monitors, people don't even notice that you're wearing earphones. So I think it's a good point as well.
Yeah, and it's so
Instead of
funny you mention that because I get so many people that ask, they're like, "Oh, you're not wearing headphones," and I'm like, "Actually, yes, I am." So then I just like show them this, and look at that. So I think to Ja's point, like if Ja wants to stand out, I think here's the thing. I don't think the headphones are that important in that sense. I think like
so,
headphones, like, yeah, you're gonna stand out if you got some like crazy like colored headphones, things like that
yeah.
on. But if you're live streaming, for example, I think the key thing is you want to make sure you're able to hear the best. And so for something like that, I mean, if you need a pair, like if you don't want to seem like everybody else with the AirPods, then maybe you need to look at like the Anker sound cores, for example, that we put in the carousel. Like maybe look at those. The quality is actually very good. You'll actually save some money there with those. But those are different. For example, there's also a pair of Sennheisers I think that are in the carousel as well for $99 as well. Those are the Sennheiser CX400s. Those are definitely worth checking out. But again, I think you got to look at like what you're going to be doing with them. So if I'm going to be doing a live stream, I'm going to be producing, or I'm going to be on the live stream myself, I want to make sure that I'm wearing comfortable headphones, that I'm wearing wired ones, so that if, for example, I have a long live stream, I don't have to worry about the headphones running out of battery, things like that. All I have to do is just plug them in; they're ready to go. And then I think again, the key things are comfort, and then style is like really the last thing. So if I want the big over ear headphones, I could get those. If I want the in-ear monitors, I could get those. If I want the ones that go over my ears, I could get those as well. You want to find something that's comfortable, and we've mentioned, I think, quite a few really good products today. And then lastly, just make sure when you're buying any sort of headphones that if you're going to be using them with an audio interface, make sure that they are going to actually work with that interface, because like we mentioned, some of them do support Bluetooth, some of them do not. Some of them require you to buy an additional module. So like the Zoom PodTrack P8, I think it is, it's like $500, and it's like 100 about $100 less, I think, than the Rodecaster Pro, which seems like a good deal. But then you have to actually go and buy, I think, an adapter to add the Bluetooth functionality and things like that. And just remember, Bluetooth is not always going to be the best quality. It's going to sound like you're, for example, in a car or whatever the environment is that you're in. So, is there anything else you want to add, Marco, about the best headphones for live streaming?
Well, there's a small thing.
Yeah, what is that?
Very
Yep.
small, so small that it goes inside your ear. Be aware. Maybe look at the ear headphones like
Okay.
this one in here that have different ear tips.
Okay. Yeah.
So because we are not the same, we are not equal.
Yeah.
So there are people who has the hole a little bit bigger, those who have the hole a little bit narrow. So have in mind that if there's the option, for instance, like the Shure, it's better because they will fit more. They will fit better on your in your ear
Yeah.
than using a standard tip.
That is an excellent point, actually, Marco. Yeah. So that's, one last point is about the fit of those headphones. So if you get the ones that go over your head, or sorry, over your ears, they're not going to necessarily they have to get a good seal. Versus if you get the ones that actually go in your ear canal, they're going to go in your ear canal and they're going to drive that sound in. They're going to be designed to keep noise out, for example. So you've got two different types of headphones. Lots of options, obviously. In terms of like buying headphones for live streaming, you don't need to break the bank. You don't need to buy $300 AirPods, for example, things like that. They actually don't sound good for live streaming, but they do sound good for other activities, whether it's working out or just listening to music, things like that. But they're not necessarily the best for live streaming. So, with that, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to what is essentially episode 79 of the Launch Your Live podcast with myself, Christian Karasiewicz, and Marco Novo, where we talked about the best headphones for live streaming. Just a couple of quick points for those who want to, if you need help with your live streaming, for example, you can always check us out at Launch Your Live on all your social media platforms. Again, this is episode 79, and you can watch this episode at launcher.live/EP79. We'll see you all on a future episode. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.